We are live, and it's a beautiful day. We have NFL football on Martin Luther King Day today. Oh, that did not. Wait, is that working? I'm trying to see that we are live, but I can't see myself in the. What it is. So there I am. There I am. I eat green eggs and ham. Let's go here. Let's do. Hey, Josh, how we doing there? Yeah, Josh, we're gonna start all over again and hold her. Stop. All right, Josh, how you doing? We're having a little technical difficulties with the so I'm talking to you here, Josh, but I am not live on my podcast. It's going okay. Beautiful. JD talking sports. What a day. What a day. We have two football games. We have all the Rockies on. Cowboys find another way to lose a game, which blows my mind. Dak says he sucks. Kind of does. He does suck. Dak did not have a good game at all. Everybody's talking about, well, the company of Jace, really, Rob and Aaron think that Belichick will go to Dallas when McCarthy is fired. The Cowboys gave up a franchise record 48 points in a playoff game. The Knicks are on at 3 against the Magic. We have football at 4:30. You should have seen at well, I don't know. I call it the Bill Stadium, whatever it was called before. I can't keep up with the name changes and all that stuff. But the snow that they put in the tunnels to go into the stadium filled. I mean, there's snow. The field's okay, but there's a ton of snow in the stands. They said there's a chance of snow during the game today. It looks cold out. You got the Knicks in 50 minutes. The Fab Five were back for the first time since they played. I see that uh, Chris Webber and I'm blanking on his name. The guy is on ESPN with the glasses. I have a picture of them, the Fab Five, not Jawan Howard. I can't. I'm blanking. Maybe Josh can help me on the guy I'm thinking of right now. It's just I'm blanking that. And I see his face. I see his face right now, Josh. I just can't own. My cousin Al, it's freezing it's freezing in Galveston. He just sent me. I'm looking to hire people interested in making $1 million a year. No, this is not a multi-level marketing scheme. We will be committing fraud. Okay, he sent me that today, and I saw Texas got Bond, the former number one receiver at Alabama. DeBoer is now at Alabama. Washington is replacing him with Jed Fish from Arizona. Now he's going, and he should be bringing his quarterback with him, and he has a top wide receiver too. So we're going to see if that happens. The Lions won a playoff game for the first time since '92. Dan Campbell is my guy. Dan Campbell is phenomenal. I wish he was coaching the Jets. He is not. There was a questionable call at the end where definitely Nakua got his jersey pulled, but they were missing calls left and right. They need full-time refs, and I agree they need a ref a ref up in a booth, because what's happening right now is you have these old farts calling games, missing calls. There was definitely an encroachment on the Rams yesterday. Two players, they ended up calling it. They called it wasn't even encroachment. They called a delay of game, what's the term they use for that? When they false start on the Lions, and there would have been a first down. They would have been driving before the end of the first half. The Rams hold them. We're down 21-17 in the half. They held them to 3 points in the second half, 24-23. Not a lot of offense, but at the end, when they needed big plays, Campbell had Goff throwing the ball for first downs, and they ran out the clock. And because the Packers beat the Cowboys, the 2 seed, the Lions are going to host another playoff game next week. It'll either be the Eagles or the Bucks. And we were talking today that if Sirianni bombs this week, I can't see him losing to Baker Mayfield. I can't see Baker Mayfield winning a playoff game. But if he does, that they feel that he could be replaced by Harbaugh. Harbaugh could be the next Eagles coach. He could be the next Chargers coach. They had a parade yesterday. J.J. McCarthy is going pro. J.J. McCarthy didn't even throw for 200 yards the last 6 games of the season. He threw for over 200 in the Rose Bowl win over Oklahoma, and threw for $140 in the win over the win over Washington, and they ran the ball 30 times against Penn State this year in a row. McCarthy, they said he has the arm, NFL arm. He's not even 21 yet. He just got engaged to his girlfriend. I wish him the best, but I don't feel he's ready for the NFL. I just don't feel like he should be going and moving on. I don't see that happening at all. I just think that's a bad. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just think that he could have used another year of grooming, of just playing, and he's only just turning 21, and it almost feels like Michigan fans are happy with the one championship. That's why I went to Milton on, because I wanted to know, are you just happy you won one? Saban was already preparing for the next season, like within. Brooke has joined us. How you doing, Brooke Brawny? It almost seems like Michigan fans are content with the one championship, and I'm like, really? You're okay with one? And I would kind of want more. Like Saban, 6 hours later, was already preparing for next season. And I feel, Aaron was saying today that he felt the NIL and the transfer portal with football got to Saban. I think he did his greatest coaching job. I think he hit a wall. I think maybe he just said that's enough. He has more money than he can deal with, than he knows what to do with. Maybe he wants to take a year off. He's 72 years old. What else does he have to prove? He's the greatest college coach ever. Maybe he wants to take a year off, go to the pros. I don't think so. I don't think he wants more of this. I think he just said, yeah, Aaron, you might be right. The game is changing, and this isn't working the way I thought it would. I've had success. I haven't won a championship in a couple of years. Georgia, Tommy Rees is now a co-offensive coordinator for Georgia, so he leaves Bama for Georgia. Players can leave 30 days have 30 days to transfer after the coach leaves, so that Washington, they said, possible to lose 9 of their 11 starters on offense from the championship game just on Monday, which is crazy. And they said that, you have all this transfer portal stuff, and maybe they said Jalen Milroe is coming back to Bama. DeBoer's got a big job. I think he's going to still be involved with the program. Saban, maybe, Saban just said, hey, 17 years, 6 natties, 7 if you include LSU. Won at least 10 games the last 16 years he was there. Every year they were competing for championships. Just hit a wall. Maybe just hit a wall. The grind and everything. Maybe he just saw that was it, that he went as far as he could. They lost in overtime to Michigan, and it's time to move on to something else. I don't know. I don't know what the true answer here is, but yeah, I had a whole argument with Lanker yesterday too. All the Cowboy hate online, and I said it's America's team. And I asked the guys. I asked Rob what he thought. I asked Aaron, and Rob says the media hypes them every year. Every year they're going to do this. So the first team ever to win 12 wins 3 years in a row and not make a conference championship game. 36 wins. The only win with the Cowboys from McCarthy, they won last year the wild card game over the Bucks. They've lost 10 of the last 11 games to the Packers. 10 of the last 11 Cowboys. And Lanker sent me this today, which I thought, if you look at this without seeing anything, what did he send me today? Well, we were talking on and on about the Cowboys ad nauseum, why people hate them. Okay, so Dak throws for 461 passes yesterday. Dak averages 4.9 yards per carry. Cowboys average 4.9 yards a carry. CeeDee Lamb goes for 110. He had 2 catches for 18 yards in the first half, and they were after the 2-minute warning. Gallup goes for 103. Love completes only 16 passes. Reed, Watson, and Melton combined for 16 yards. Carlson is not a good kicker. Missed another extra point. I think that was his 6th or 7th this year. Packers have 77 penalties for 66 yards. Cowboys win time of possession, and they were down 27-0, 27-7. Then it was 27-10, 34-10. Then 41 points in 3 quarters is out of control. Out of control. Yeah. And Fox cameras caught Dak Prescott taking a look in the mirror. He had a pick six where they said he threw it a little too soon. And if he would have, and one of his other receivers was wide open. They always say that after the fact. It's much easier to say after the fact. But yes, Dak gets to the playoffs. And when Dak gets to the playoffs, he gets choky. He chokes a lot. Yes. Josh, what did you say? I'm a little behind. But my buddy Bumble said this. He said that since they proclaimed themselves America's team, I hated them, plus Jones is a douche. In the 80s, they were South America's team. And this is for Rob. So the Mets are signing 4 of MLB's pipeline's top 50 international free agents for this period. Giovanni Rodriguez, a catcher, number 6. Number 26, Raymel Ortiz, a shortstop. Number 31, Yency Rivas, a shortstop. And number 41, Edward Lentigua, an outfielder. Also signed Vladimir Guerrero's brother, Vladdy Miguel Guerrero. They'll sign 20 players today. Will this lead to anything? I don't know. Oh, so Josh says that's what he said also about that. About the Cowboys. But they all, I was trying to be serious with the guys. Why is it? And Rob says, I think it's that the team believes all its hype. All the media does is talk about Dallas and how good they were and finally going to NFC Championship game. And the players didn't come out ready and the coaches got out coached. Okay, and Dak is bad in the playoffs. I agree. Dak is bad in the playoffs. I agree. Yeah. I asked the guys, I said, I woke up to like 8,000 messages because, yeah. Oh, and there's a picture I found of Chris Farley playing hockey at 13, which was awesome. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Rob, answered me about this. Rob did answer me about this. He said, yes, he did. He said, because all we hear from the Cowboys fans, especially the media all year long, is Cowboys, Cowboys, Cowboys. Now they're favorites, and for real, they compared Parsons. Yeah. Hey, Micah Parsons, nothing yesterday. What do you have, one pressure? I know he got held a couple times. We didn't do anything yesterday. They compared him to, get the fuck out of it. I agree with that. And then, like every single year, they choke like hell in the playoffs at some point. I absolutely guarantee you before the season, you will see so many pundits picking the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. For those that don't, they pick them then to go a deep playoff run, which is one of their favorite sayings for the Cowboys. Because every year, listen, every year, every goddamn year. I mean, how do you come out and then Jimmy Johnson at halftime going crazy, like screaming and everything? 2, you're like, and then nothing comes to fruition. Yeah, I mean, just get blown out. They got blown out. Ferguson had 3 touchdown catches. Did it matter? Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns. He has a minimum of 3 games, the most rushing yards per game against the Cowboys of any player. Better than Sanders. And I forget the third one I saw that. Yeah, Sanders and someone else. Yeah. Aaron Jones had he was lighting up. They were just running through him. I mean, they actually took out Jordan Love and they put in the backup quarterback. They put in the backup from Penn State. Who would have thought that Jordan Love would have went out of a game and you put in his backup in a game? Yeah. You're just like, wait. Did Jordan? And then they put him back in because they started scoring more touchdowns. But they put in the backup quarterback who didn't get any snaps, didn't throw a pass, so he's not listed. But they put in their backup quarterback. Love 16 for 21, 272, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones 21 for 18, 3 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs was anybody covering him? 6 for 151, a touchdown. Luke Musgrave had a touchdown catch, a 30-yarder. Nobody was near him. Jordan Love was like, I think he could have tripped. He would have scored. Wicks had a touchdown. I mean, Prescott 60 passes, 41 to 60, 403, 3 touchdowns. And like I brought up a good point, the Jair Alexander had a interception that if he hadn't got touched, he would have scored a touchdown on that play. Hello, Michigan. Yes, Jair Alexander and Darnell Savage ran one back 64 yards, a pick 6. So he might have said 2 pick 6s in the game. Tony Pollard ran for 656 yards. CeeDee Lamb had 9 for 110. He had to be furious. Gallup 6 for a $103. Ferguson 10 for 93. Probably. Brandon Cooks had a catch. Didn't matter. Yeah. What did let me see. What did Parsons? 2 tackles, 1 solo, 1 quarterback hit the whole game. He talks a lot of shit, puts up a lot of videos, does a lot of stuff all year, and talk. They were busting on Myles Garrett too, the defense on Saturday. The the Browns were up 14-10. Kareem Hunt had a rushing and a receiving touchdown, and they got outscored 35-0 the rest of the game. I fell asleep in the second half. It was 31-14, right? Is that what I woke up? And then they got 2 pick sixes in a row on Flacco. I know Flacco, you had a great time through 14 touchdown passes, the same as Deshaun Watson this year. And, they said the defense gave up more passing yards, 236 in the first half, than they averaged for the season, 164.7, the Browns defense. And he set a rookie record in the first half. C.J. Stroud, 3 touchdown passes. She had a 4th, overthrew his receiver, and he had a phenomenal game. I mean, it was over. It was over. They also put in their backup. C.J. Stroud went out, and they sat their guy. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, you had blowout. That's what I was talking to Brock Lerner about. Blowout after blowout after blowout after blowout. Just blowouts are us. I mean, yeah. Did he get any snap? Did he throw any balls though? I know that sounds weird. Yeah, Davis Mills came in, and it's not like they ran the ball, but Nico Collins should have had another touchdown. Brevin Jordan had a 76-yard catch. Mechie had a couple good catches. And you had Stroud, 16-21, 274, 3 touchdowns. 45, 2 pick sixes. Flacco threw for 300, had 2 bad passes. Kareem Hunt really didn't. Njoku had a big game, but the defense, and that was it. Everybody's talking Browns going to the Super Bowl, and they're gone. They're done. And then you had the Chiefs. He has never played a road playoff game, if you don't count Super Bowls. Mahomes. Now, he's 10-2 in playoff games, not including Super Bowl. So he's got 12 wins in the 12 playoff wins already, which is crazy. And live, laugh, love. How you doing there, buddy? All those things going on right now. And they're gonna either play in Buffalo or they're playing a road game next. Unless if Buffalo loses, I guess wait, hold on a second. So the Ravens are gonna play I had the playoffs for next weekend. I think they're going to be on the road, right? They're on the road next week. I was looking at the playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, the Jim Moore commercial leaves a lot to be desired, folks. It's not good. It's really not that good. All right. So let me see. So next Saturday, Houston at Baltimore, Kansas City. Green Bay at San Francisco. And then Sunday is Philly, Tampa Bay at Detroit. That's the early game. The late game is Kansas City at Buffalo or Pittsburgh at Baltimore. So Kansas City either is going to host or play. So it all depends. I can't see the Bills losing today. I just don't. Mason Rudolph has done as well as he's going to do, and I think that ship has sailed. That's as far as it's going to go. That's my opinion. But we're going to see what happens going forward. Yeah, and I sucked tonight. Yeah, Dak. Yeah, you sucked. You sucked a lot. Yeah, you really did. You did not have a good game. He looked like he got his happy feet, and it didn't work. Ben Johnson says this is from Benjamin Solak about Jared Goff. For the most part, that's all Jared knew as he was growing up in this league. He says of McVay's offense. So I think it's been a little eye-opening to him to find out that there isn't necessarily a right way or wrong way. It's just what McVay believed in, and he had to get away from that. And all grit. That's what hashtag is for the Lions. All grit. And I agree, it's all grit. Listen, the fans were crying. You saw fans crying. It was beautiful. Yeah, Jalen Rose. I could not yet. So Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Jim E. King, and Ray Jackson were at the game today. They came into the game. They're not playing good basketball. Michigan. They said Juwan Howard could be in a lot of trouble if they don't start winning some games. Yeah, and Devils down against the Bruins. Sabres, Sharks. Ducks are losing the Panthers. Panthers ended a 9-game win streak. Kraken are losing the Penguins. They've won 9 straight. And they play the Isles next. Isles play the Wild. The Wild today. Isles have lost 3 of their last 4. Rangers ended a 4-game losing streak. And Michigan won. Hey, Michigan won with the Fab 5 in attendance, 73-65. Ended I think a 6-game losing streak. Yeah, they were on a shitty run right there. Yeah, they ended a losing streak. All right, good for them. All right. Yeah, Oliver Kamahoa had 20 points to lead Michigan. He's a transfer from Tennessee. Yes. He's from Helsinki, Finland. Right. 20 points. So they got the win today with the Fab Five in attendance, and the dump fell to 12-5. So we like that. When the dump loses, I get very excited about that. Ryan Day sucks. They said at the parade. That was great. Michigan's friend Nate is now a student he just started his first semester at Michigan. How about this from Bruce Irons? Since Magic Man, Don Mikowski took over in 89, the Packers have only finished last in the division once. Once. And the Lions have been in franchise for 93 years. This is the fourth time that they have multiple playoff games in a season. Fourth time in 93 years. That blows my mind. Nope. Hey, he is not a good quarterback, dude. He is not a good quarterback at all. Nope. South Carolina is the only undefeated team in women's basketball. Iowa, 2. I watched some of that game. Caitlin has sick range. Colorado, 3. NC State, 4. UCLA is I don't know why USC beat UCLA at home, gave UCLA its first loss of the season with over 10,000 at the Galen Center at USC, and they didn't jump. Kansas State is their first 7th ranked, is their highest since 2003. UConn's 9, and UNC is now 23rd, which is good. All right, so I saw some of that. Yeah, I was looking at some of that stuff. Donovan Edwards is coming back, which he should, and Josiah Stewart, the transfer from Coastal Carolina, who had 5.5 sacks, finished second on the team with sacks, tied for third in tackles for loss with 8.5. Honorable mention, all Big Ten. And I thought Donovan Edwards had a great championship game, but did not play well all season. And I think it's good for him to come back. And how about this? NFL stats. Since drafting him in 2017, the Steelers are 1-10 without TJ Watt. 1-10. 1-10. 1-10. There's going to be a Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon for all my wrestling fans out there. The Cowboys now are 4-10 in the playoffs this century, 2-4 straight up when favored by more than 3 points. So 1-2 with Wade Phillips, 1-3 with McCarthy, 2-3 with Jason Garrett, and 0-2 with Parcells. And, Rob brought up that he had a what if he had stayed Parcells with the Cowboys. They went 13-3 the next year with Wade. Phillips, maybe if he had stayed, what would have happened? Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda doesn't mean anything. I still wonder why they didn't put Lance in week 18 to see. Yeah, hey, this is the thing. This is the thing, my man. Live, love, laugh. You got to tell me your name because I'm blanking. I know I'm going to call you Triple L. I'm going to call you L cubed. Instead, they kept playing around. Yeah, listen, say what they have with Trey Lance. There's a lot of teams that is Dak Prescott, and his cap hit's huge this year, man. So that's the thing too. The cap hit is tremendous, and you give him an extension. Why? Why do you give him? Yeah, Dak Romo. Yeah, Kenny. Thanks, Kenny. Kenny. Good points. And the Saban NFL, no biggie. You don't think that Saban? I think he got burned out, Josh. I think he did. Dallas doing Dallas things, Dak doing Dak things, Romo doing Romo things. It doesn't make sense that none of these guys panned out, man. And Dak Prescott, what did he throw for a league record 36 touchdowns this year? Doesn't matter. Poof. It's all over. All over. Yeah, Steelers. If the Steelers lose their playoff game at Buffalo, they will be 3-9 in their past 12 playoff games under Tomlin. No bueno. No bueno. But, I mean, hey, what are you going to do? Yeah, Nets are host the Heat tonight, and then they go on the West Coast after just playing in Paris. Oh, Kentucky's playing South Carolina women in basketball tonight, and Villanova Marquette at 2:30 on Fox, like anybody gives a shit. Sorry. But they're not playing. Marquette's a good team. Villanova's playing like shit. Yeah, so they say McCarthy is supposed to be in the top 50 picks, could go top 25. It depends if they want to sit him for a year. I just don't think McCarthy is the answers. Yes, Josh, some teams do buckle under the pressure. I don't disagree with you. I totally don't disagree with you. But every year, Dak Prescott, he chokes under pressure, dude. Every goddamn year, it's the same shit. Every year. Every year. They said Saban quit because he can no longer effectively recruit. I think that's bullshit. And Alabama, you know what? Unless they feel they can't compete, the money they have to pay every year toward that, Kenny. But that's the thing. Texas can just print money. I think Georgia prints money, and I think maybe Bama got full from all the success of the franchise of the program. I don't know. Everybody has to deal with it. I think it's a young man's game. It's all it's all mental. You think in the playoffs? You think it's all mental? So Dak doesn't have it mental. You don't think maybe he needs to see a shrink or somebody? Because why is he every year not getting it done? Why is that every year the playoffs he gets to and it's like a different player? Listen, Peyton Manning, what was his 13-12? Peyton in the playoffs, wasn't it 13 and 12 or was it Peyton Manning? Let's look that up. Let's look that up, folks. Peyton Manning playoff record. Peyton Manning. Okay, let's look up stats right here. Okay, yeah, Peyton Manning, don't give a shit. Give me the playoff stats here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Playoffs. Okay. Peyton Manning was 14 and 13 in the playoffs. Peyton Manning, one of the greatest players ever. 14 and 13 in the playoffs. I'm sorry, 186 wins in his career. 14 and 13 in the playoffs. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. Either my argument is that we have such new school's way of coaching and Saban's still stuck on. No, Kenny, if that was the case, then he'd be losing. He was still one of the top 4 teams in the country, and they beat a team on a 29-game winning streak in Georgia. So I don't think it's a dinosaur thing. I don't think it's totally no, Kenny. I don't agree with that. I think that he hit the wall. I mean, 17 years, and it's nonstop. It's year round. It's a grind. He has won 6 now. What else does he have to prove there? Every year they're competing for a national championship. I think he just got tired, man. He's 72 years old, dude. 72 years old. I'm 54, turning 55. I don't know if in 72, I want to be doing that day and night. I feel the grind now on my body. I couldn't imagine doing that at 72 and the way and being so successful at it too. I don't know if it's all mental. I don't agree. If it's all mental, then then Dak's got to change the program because whatever he's doing is not working. They came out, the defense looked like Swiss cheese, and they were playing from behind, and they never caught up. And Dak didn't get CeeDee Lamb in the game. He had one that he almost made the catch on just off his fingertips, and they were off, and it was before you knew it, it was 20-0, 27-0. They got that touchdown at the halftime, so you thought, oh, maybe they'll come back. And they got the ball second half, and bam, they went down, got another touchdown. And that was it. I mean, and even with it, what was it, 41? They got a couple touchdowns. I think it was 41-16 and then 48-16. And they got a couple touchdowns at the end to make it interesting. What he called interesting, it was a blowout. They were never in the game. He had to throw the ball in every goddamn down. They were exhausted. Listen, Jordan Love had to go back in at the end just to do a couple snaps, but that was, there was a crime. There was a crime committed on that field. It was ugly. It was super, super duper ugly. Yeah. And McCarthy, I saw some stuff too. 27-1 as a starter. Catnip teams love that stuff. Oh, he's a winner. He's a winner. He has mobility. Great. I don't know. He only averaged 6.8 yards per attempt over the final 6 games of the season. Yeah. Do I keep talking about this now? Top 200 yards passing only once in the final 6 games. But it was against Bam in the Rose Bowl. I mean, I just 2,991 yards, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 72% completion. They were all dink and dunks. He had a couple, but a couple passes, but overall not as much. Oh, I love this. So Mike McDaniel, they were comparing him to Humpty. I thought that was hilarious. Do the dance, do the dance. Huh. Hey, ho. Do the dance, Humpty Hump. Humpty Hump, doo-doo. I can't sing, so I try not to. Yeah, try not to. I got some trivia questions. I was watching WPX yesterday. That was funny. 93 years, 4th time they played multiple postseason games the same season. Thank you, Brian Fisher, for the Lions. That is crazy. And yeah, Lions offense kind of stunk it up. And second postseason game, first half, in which 3 rookies scored a TD in the first half in the Lion game. That was since the 1957 NFL Championship game. Puka Nacua in the first half, 5 for 106, a touchdown, second most by a rookie in that first half of a postseason game. Keith Jackson at 113 and 88 for the Eagles. He had 181. Nacua was awesome. And their 21 points in the first half was the second most of a postseason game, 31 in the 1957 championship game. What I see this from Jace. This is nasty work. How about them Cowboys? The cycle is season starts, beat up on bad teams, fans get delusional. We them boys, this is our year, choking the playoffs. Yeah, that is rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. 19 quarterbacks were drafted before Puka Nacua in the draft. Jackson Smith-Njigba, Quinton Johnson, Zay Flowers. He's had Addison had a good year. Jonathan Mingo, Jaden Reed had a pretty good season. Rashee Rice had his season high in their win over the Dolphins. Marvin Mims, Tank Dell, before got hurt, was having a great season. Hyatt was not used enough. Cedric Tillman, Josh Downs, Michael Wilson, Trey Tucker. Wow. All these guys taken before him. Yeah. That was a good move, huh? Cowboys are the first team in NFL history to win 12 games in 3 straight seasons and fail to make the conference championship in any of them. Yeah, they suck. 36 wins, most in NFL history in a 3-year span without championship game appearance. That's when you suck. And how about the last NFC championship game for the Lions was 1991, Washington Commanders 91, and Cowboys 95. Green Bay since 95, 9 championship games. 9. Okay, so the 3 top rushers were against minimum of 3 games against Dallas, average per game. Aaron Jones 123, Sanders 119, and Walter Payton 115. Kenny, you come back anytime you want. I love having you, man. Dude, have a good day at work. Happy MLK Day, everybody. Yeah, look at this picture of Farley at 13. Look at that. Look at Farley playing hockey. Love it. Chris Farley. What would they tell a story? I worked with Noah I shot some fitness videos, and he was talking on, maybe it was Spade. No, Spade was talking about how he was dating somebody, and I guess she started dating somebody else, and he goes, well, I have more money than him, and I'm more successful. And the guys tell him, well, actually, she's dating Steve Martin, so no. I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that was really funny, actually. And the Timberwolves and Thunder, Caleb officially declares for NFL draft. Yeah, but we already knew that was going to happen. All right. Hey, thank Josh always with the breaking news. T-Wolves and Thunder lead the West at 27-11. That's awesome. How about that? That's fantastic. I was elite. Sure, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. That was a funny one, too, with C.J. Stroud and Flacco. Thought that was hilarious. And, Aaron sent me this one. Someone's got to have a conversation with the Dolphins social media guide. So they put a guy bending over for a snap with another guy behind him in a compromising position, which I was like, dude, that's just wrong. Yeah, the Browns led the NFL in total defense this season. They gave up 31 points because 2 pick sixes. And the Dolphins led the NFL in total offense this season. They only scored 7 points against the Chiefs. And I was going to use this picture. His helmet cracked. And they said last night that that on a hit where he also got hit in the helmet, which they didn't call a helmet-to-helmet hit, which they should have against Stafford, was a concussion, that he played the rest of the game with a concussion, which is bullshit. Bullshit. But the refs, hey, and they have a doctor on the sidelines to keep track of that stuff. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Congrats. Good job done by no one. Yeah, Morning Blitz, thanks for that. So I didn't know Mahomes played all his playoff games at home. Did not know that. Pete Carroll, if he'll coach again, doesn't know. He has plenty of energy. Not sure if right situation is out there, not holding his breath. Also, he said that the decision was made by non-football people. Well, I hate to tell you that the people who pay your paychecks are non-football people. It's called the owner. And the owners made a lot of money in another profession, and they really don't know sports, but they try to think they know sports, but they don't. So that happens, and it's going to happen. Yeah, Carlson, 6 extra point he missed this season, which is crazy. Yeah, it just blows my mind that happened. CD Lamb, no. Rams were 4-3 this season when trailing at halftime. Now they're 4-4. What did I see? The Detroit now was 11-2 when leading at halftime. Now 12-2. That encroachment was bullshit at the end of the half. False start on my ass. I said Detroit needs to step up. I thought they were bending but not breaking in the second half. And they got some calls. Hey, both teams did not happen. And Romeo Dobbs had a great game. Green Bay 41 points in 3 quarters. Micah Parsons, one pressure. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. And I love how the Peacock said Miami KC most streamed ever, 23 million. Well, their second game. Yeah. So who cares? So now you know what's going to happen. They're going to put all this crap on streaming or pay-per-view in the future. They're going to make it so everybody has to buy services and everybody's going to try to, stream it illegally. But that's what's going to happen to piss people off, which is bullshit, which is really ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. I talked about the playoff games. Yeah. Because of the Cowboy loss, Texans from Cleveland get the 23rd pick, and 24 is Dallas. So this week for Michigan, you have the Natty on Monday, and Lions win yesterday for the first time in 31 years. That's a great day for local sports. Shane Lance said, "Let the tears out, Lions fan. This is why sports matter. This is what it's all about. All it takes for Lions to win in postseason is for Huskies to play, which they did back in '91. 91 season, '92, they won the Rose Bowl. They played for a national championship. So same 91, '92 as this year. Yeah, last win for the Lions before yesterday, January 5th, 1992. They beat the Cowboys 38-6 and then got blown out 41-10 by the Redskins in the NFC Championship game. That was it. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So it's 16 years from 0-16, 16 years from that day in 1992 beating Dallas. Thank you, Vincent Goodwill. How about that? 16 years from an 0-16 season for the Lions. How about Green Bay 6-0 at AT&T Stadium? 6-0. Won 2 playoff games over Dallas, won the Super Bowl over the Steelers there. Dallas, 3 playoff wins at AT&T. They have 6 wins at AT&T. They have 3 playoff wins at AT&T. Dallas has 3 playoff wins at AT&T Stadium. Blows my mind, right? That I was like, wow. And the NBC of Dallas affiliate didn't even show the final snaps of the Lions win per awful announcing. Didn't even show. When hey, because I guess they don't have to show because Dallas doesn't win playoff games, so why show it? Yeah, Aaron Jones, unbelievable. 9 touchdowns in the last 4 games against Dallas. Well, he's from Texas. He's from Dallas. Yeah, that blows my mind. Lions had lost 9 straight games. Yeah, Stafford had a good 367, 2 touchdowns. Goff threw for 277. I mean, hey, and he played. Sam Laporta had a nice touchdown catch. He had a huge brace on his knee, but hell of a game. Cooper Kupp, 5 catches, 27 yards. He still hasn't recovered. And Nakua, 9 for $181 and a touchdown. Josh Reynolds started off hot, but then kind of didn't have a lot of catches at the end of the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown just makes plays. 7 for $110. Yeah, Dan Quinn. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, go to Seattle. I wouldn't want him. I don't want him. You can have him. You can have him. Bye. I don't want him. No, not at all. Cowboys have been 10-0 when scoring first. 2-6 after Green Bay scored first in the game. Green Bay 5-2 now this season when scoring first. So Arizona this year beat Cowboys, Philly, and Pittsburgh. That was 3 of the 4 wins this year. More wins against playoff teams than Kansas City, the Texans, Dolphins, Bucks, and Rams. Crazy, right? Crazy. And first team All-Pro, Sauce Gardner and Quincy Williams. Second year for Gardner, first time for Quincy Williams. Thank you, Rich Samini. Tony Pauline thinks the Giants, people close to the organization, keep telling Pauline that Joe Shane and Dable will pick their quarterback this offseason. DJ extension, they don't care about it. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was talking to Rob about. I guess it's Jaden. I guess we're going to see if it's Jaden Daniels from LSU, but Daniel Jones was not their quarterback. Gettleman was picked. Gettleman picked Daniel Jones. So we're going to see if they're going to pick their quarterback now. I guess we're going to see what happens going forward. Yes. And Dexter Lawrence got second team All-Pro for interior lineman. Congrats to him on that front. Mel Tucker, appeal of his sexual harassment. Findings denied. Case closed by Michigan State. He is out $80 million. $80 million. 80. Dude. Holy shit, for taking out your wanker and masturbating on a phone call. Why? Listen, we all feel comfortable talking to people. I talk to my buddies on Company Jace. I talk to people all the time. Never feel the need that I have to take out my penis and masturbate while I'm on a phone call with them. Ever. Especially someone, dude, you are getting paid with the scrutiny, all the cameras on you, all the eyes on you. That's a bad day. That's a very expensive bad day for you to be a moron. Yeah, Sark is getting a 4-year deal. He just signed. Congrats to him. Yeah. Dabo Swinney. Yeah, he wasn't coming. Yeah, I'm not crazy about you. I've already talked about him. Roman Wilson's going pro. 48 catches, 789 yards, 12 touchdowns, over 16 a carry. He's leaving Michigan. So is Chris Jenkins. So I think Noah Fafita and Tatoria McMillan are going to join Fish in Washington. I mean, Tatoria had 90 catches, 1402, 10 touchdowns, and almost 16 yards a catch for Arizona. They beat Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl. They went 10-3 last year. Now Jed Fish is taking his talents to Washington. Yeah, I talked about the Knicks. Knicks got a ugly win the other night over the Grizz, and Jalen Brunson, who was going to be a game time decision today, is missed his first game of the season. In that game, they host the Magic. I talked about the Nets, so they go from Paris, home game today against the Heat, where they're 16 and 22, Heat are 22 and 16. Then they're at Portland on Wednesday, Lakers Friday, Clippers on Sunday, and home for the Knicks next Tuesday. Not again. Ben Simmons is practicing. Is he going to play anytime soon? I don't know. I don't know. OKC beat Portland by 62 the other night, fifth largest win in NBA history. Giddey had in 23 minutes, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. SGA had in over a little over 20 something minutes. What do I see? 23 minutes, 31 points. Holmgren had 19 in 20 minutes. Oh, and the Bulls Ring of Honor, they booed Jerry Krause's widow. Are you kidding me, dude? I mean, there's things to do and things not to do. She was visibly shaken. It's all, and Jordan wasn't there. Pippen wasn't there because, the news was that, I love that Larissa Pippen's claim to fame is being the former Mrs. Scottie Pippen, and she brags that her and Marcus Jordan have sex 5 times a day. That you have to tell everybody. It's like the girls who said they, people who say they're promiscuous or guys say that they have a lot of sex aren't having a lot of sex. And if you have to tell people this, especially when you're an older woman, have adult children, that you need to tell the world, first of all, you're dating Jordan's son, and they're just telling people how much sex you're having with Jordan's son, nobody gives a shit. Also, we watched 2 episodes of Ted on Peacock. It's raunchy. It's funny. The episode's going on way too long, but it's funny. So we're going to keep watching and see what happens. It's like a good thing to take your mind off things. Desmond Bain, ankle out at least 6 weeks, averaging 24, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. They host Golden State today. They're 14 and 25. Golden State's 18 and 21. And what's his name is Draymond Green's playing tonight, today. So totally. Kings lost an OT to Milwaukee yesterday, 143-142. Bucks are 28 and 12. Sacramento fell to 23 and 16. Mike Brown pulled out his laptop during post-game presser to point out calls that they missed. I thought that was because, while watching football yesterday, all I kept thinking to myself was, I would love to be on the competition committee and show them all these clips like, guys, what's going on here? You're in the playoffs. No play should be missed. There should be a ref up in a booth who's watching every goddamn play, and everything they miss, they call. I'm sorry. Call everything. Call everything. They missed the field. They missed the tug at the end. Yes, they missed the Kua being his jersey being tugged. They saw it. Tough shit. Call the plays. If it goes against your team, so be it. So be it. There was a lot of time left at that point. They had 3 timeouts. Lions would have got the ball back. They could have driven down and won the game. I just think they got to do that stuff. I think it's ridiculous. These games, it's win or go home, survive in advance. And I think they need refs on every goddamn play. They should be full-time refs. It's not happening. They're all old fucks. They need to be young guys, athletic young guys calling the plays. Has to happen. Has to happen. And it's not. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It pisses me off to no end. To no end. Yes, to no end. Yeah, so Lillard hit a 3 at the buzzer. Sabonis had his 10th triple-double, 21, 13, and 15 assists. Fox had 32. Huerter had 10, 26, 10 rebounds, double-double. Giannis had a triple-double, 27, 10, and 10. And Lillard had 29. Yeah, I love that. Mike Brown's like, well, this is what they did wrong. Got to call that stuff. Got to call that stuff. Yeah, Michigan won today. Utah beat UCLA the other day, 90-44. UCLA is 6 and 10. And my cousin Scott said he wishes that the women could be on the men's team. That's how bad they're playing. UNC scored over 100 the other day against Syracuse, 6 in a row. They're 13 and 3, 5 and 0 in the conference. They're going to play Louisville on Wednesday, 6 and 10, 1 and 4. And LSU lost the women 67-62 to Auburn, ended a 16-game winning streak. They're 16 and 2, number 7. Reset 24 and 11 in the loss. Auburn improved to 12 and 5. That's like, so there's only one undefeated team in women's college basketball. Panarin had a 9-game point. Well, I guess he's a 10-point streak. He scored a goal yesterday too, and they lost Saturday. They won Sunday they actually blew a 2-1 lead on Saturday to lose 3-2. They got blown out by the Blues the other night. Jordan Kyrou had a hat trick. Yeah, that was ugly. That was an ugly loss. Then they lost to the Caps. That was their 4th straight. So Dan Rosen wrote, They had an 8-point cushion in the Metropolitan Division after beating Caps 5-1 December 27th. Ocean Tree Creative, how you doing there? What's up there, man? How's it going? Oh yeah, that's my TikTok dude. What's up? How you doing? Hola, adios. Nah, I mean hola. Shalom means hello and goodbye. No, not adios. Hey, congrats. You want to talk any sports? Let's talk some sports. Anything you want to talk about? Hey, what's going on there, my man? So they were after beating Caps 5-1 December 27th. They were up 8 points. Now they're down to 3. Thank you for that one. Got that from Company at Jace. So they are now up 3. Well, they won yesterday, thank God. So they're not playing today. They got the win Sunday. Lafreniere had his 11th first goal in the last 9 games, but last 13 games, 10 points, 3 goals, 7 assists, and Panarin got his 27th. So all-star for selection for Peter Lavalette, most among all active coaches. He's the Metropolitan head coach. Jim Montgomery from Bruins is the Atlantic. Rick Tocchet from Vancouver is the Pacific, and Rick Bowness from the Jets is the other all-star coach. So the Caps are now 6-2-1 back-to-back games, tied for most wins in the NHL, where the Rangers are now 7-0 in back-to-back games. So that works out well for them. Panarin got his 27th, as I said. They are now 27-13-2. Washington fell to 20-15-6. Yes. Kraken, well, 9-game winning streak looks like it's going to be over today. They're losing to the Penguins. And the Isles, 1-3 the last 4, play at the Wild today. Yeah, and how about this? The Rangers, Islanders, and Sharks, most losses when leading after 2 periods. Most losses when leading after 2 periods. Isles, Rangers, and Sharks have all lost 12 games. That is not a good stat to have. Not a good stat at all. So Oilers have won 10 straight. Zegras is out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken ankle. 20 games this year, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points for the Ducks. Yeah, Isles are not playing good hockey right now. Devils are playing today. Kraken 9 in a row. Jets had a 14-game point streak ended and a 9-game win streak the other night. Panthers had their 9-game win streak ended also. So, I mean, a lot of teams losing game. Marcus Stroman is a Yankee. He has a lower ERA. That's what my buddy Yankee Recap says. Gives a lot of starts, 25 last year. He's 77-76 as major league record. 2 years, $37 million, a vested option guaranteed if he reaches a certain performance incentive threshold. Juan Soto got $31 million for next season. Pete Alonso got $20.5 million for next year through arbitration. Yeah, he feels he pitches a lot of games. So I said last 3 years, he is 10-13 with a 3.02 ERA, 6-7 with a 3.50, and last year 10-9 with a 3.95. Career 77-76, 3.65 ERA. To me, that's, I mean, okay. And Devin Williams, 1 year, $7.25 million with the Brewers. He's a closer, club option for $10.5 million in 2025. $1 million escalations, $250,000 buyout, 83, 1.53 ERA last year, 36 saves. He had 18 in his first 4 seasons in saves, 36 this past year. He's 29 years old. Okay. Good luck. We'll see what happens going forward. Yeah, and he's going to Russia. Rockies go to Russia now, folks. We got football on in an hour and a half. It's awesome time. It's awesome time. Yep. We'll reportedly head to the NFL. Joel Embiid, is that what I just saw there? Registers his 17th consecutive 30-plus point game. He missed a bunch of games with his. Ian Rappaport said, I set my price. How much you need to get paid to snow shirtless at an NFL stadium? Yeah, not enough money, my friends. Not enough money. The shirt does need to come off right now, especially. We went to Levain, the Levain. I guess you can't say the end, the N word, the N in the Levain. Ooh. So they were at the Fab Five. First time since they played there, they were at a game together. First time since they played there. It's crazy. And all the records had gotten nixed, whatever you want to call. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. But everybody, time heals all. Time heals all. Yeah, $23 million to watch the game on Saturday. Great. Average on Thursday Night Football was 15.26 on Prime. Even for the Chargers-Bills game, they got 7.3 million, peaking at 8.4. So this isn't going anywhere soon. Going away. Giants need a new running back coach. Joe Thomas has been with the Saints in 2015, interviewed Saturday. So Jeff Nixon was the head coach, hired DeAndre Smith, who left to be the Colts after one season. Jeff Nixon just left to be Syracuse's offensive coordinator. He's been with Alvin Kamara his entire career. So that could be a guy that go after. Yeah, and Brian Floyd brought up a point about Pete Carroll said that basically all college football coaches are exhausted by the sport's current nonstop work and recruiting cycle. This isn't a life he's going to want to go back to. And it's completely different from the last time he was in the sport. It was always crazier, just crazier now. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think that's what he did. I think he got tired of the year around grind. 72 year-round grind and he a lot of energy saving, but come on. And this is from my buddy Gumbo Chef about Jimmy Graham. Joe Willie has joined us. Joe Willie has joined us. He goes, he says he has Jameis Winston's back. This man is the best teammate he's ever had. Loves this city, the game, and embodies everything you can ask for in a leader. Was a rare situation where he didn't listen to the quarterback and let Jamal Williams score a touchdown. And we all take responsibility. Nobody thought it would get blown out of proportion. Also, fuck the Falcons. Well, I mean, you got to say that stuff, right? Fuck the Falcons. I don't know. I feel like you're going against the coach. I mean, the players are saying they're behind him, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I agree on that front. Don't know if I agree. Yeah, I don't. But hey, Gabe Davis is out for the game. Taylor Rapp, who had the game, did he have the deception of the game against the Dolphins? He got hurt. He's out. Yeah, his calf, so he's not playing. And we'll see what happens there. Now, this is interesting. I read this about the Pats. They said, I don't think Robert Kraft wants to be Jerry Jones. I think Robert Kraft wants to show up on Sundays and watch the team. His son might be a little more involved. You have to give Robert Kraft credit. He didn't mess with a good thing. Think of Tiger Woods' golf swing. He said he had a good swing, and then he started messing with it. That is what these owners tend to do, which I totally agree with. They got Gerard Mayo, who's been the handpicked guy they wanted to take over. He's the youngest head coach at 37. Hey, we're going to see. He needs an offensive coordinator. He's going to need a guy to run the offense. And they can draft a quarterback. So what do they have, the third pick? I mean, we're going to see what the Pats do there with that pick. And they didn't have to go through the standard hiring practice because it was signed in the contract he signed. There was a succession plan in place. So, they didn't have to go through the minority search policy. And Kevin Clark said about Dan Campbell that he says, I remember as a player in Detroit saying, God, if you could ever win in Detroit, oh my God. He said that Detroit reminds him of Texas with different accents, a place built around family and hard work. He starts to get emotional and clears his throat. He said everything about this place, the bubble burst, housing, it had everywhere, but it hit here. And then the auto industry takes it. The Lions have sucked for 30 years. He said, oh, the Lions of this narrative. He says, I just feel like this place fit me, man. It really did. Like I belonged, that I literally fit like a glove in Detroit. They love the Lions. They love football. And this place called out to me. It was like, you know what? You need to let these guys know what you're about, that you understand their own pain. Don't disagree at all. And I love that he had him pass twice for first downs. Goff at the end. Yeah, listen, they have a faith with each other. I mean, Kyron Williams was the first guy to to finish in the top 5 in rushing, missing 5 regular season games. He had over 1,100 yards, only played 12 games this year. They held him. He had a couple runs, but he didn't have a great game. Well, I mean, 61 yards, 13 carries, didn't give him a lot of carries. Yeah. What about the independent neurologist spotting concussions with Matthew Stafford? So let him play with a concussion. How do you let that happen? You have an independent neurologist right there. Dude, really? How? Yeah. Ridiculous. And how about this? The most days between playoff games for a single matchup. This is MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL. Dodgers, Red Sox, 37,000 days, 37,266 days between 1916 and 2018. Athletics and Giants, 27,000 days over 76 years between games. Rams and Lions, 52 to 2024 over 25,000 days. And Bears and Packers, really, they didn't play. Oh, in a playoff game. Oh, this is playoff games. Okay. 2011. They were 70 years. Cardinals, Eagles, 1948, 2009. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. 1-10 the last 11 versus Green Bay. Crazy. Yeah. Do I want to keep talking about this? Cowboys? Yeah. Jerry Jones is going to have to think about it. McCarthy's now 11-10 in his playoffs in his career. I don't know. And Mazi Smith, the rookie they got out of Michigan, lowest graded Cowboy, ended his rookie season, lowest graded Cowboy player versus Green Bay. They want them to lose weight this season. They forced a 320 plus linebacker nose tackle to morph for the 2,095-pound defensive tackle, which makes no sense. They said that's, he's a run stuffer, he's a disruptor. I don't know what's going on. And the team didn't. Yeah, Jerry Jones says he was floored. Greg Olson thinks that someone else will hire Mike McCarthy. No, I think that ship has sailed. I think McCarthy's a nice guy. He's been given some chances. He can't win playoff games, and I don't think anything he did is going to prove otherwise. That he, like Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn did nothing to me to show that he. Look. How about this? Micah Parsons had 0 quarterback pressures on his 19 pass rushes. That is the lowest pressure rate in a game in his career, 5.3%. Hey, yeah. And Charian Williams says that so many questions of the Cowboys. Did they fire McCarthy? If so, they can't hire Dan Quinn after this. Do they commit to Dak long term? They were not ready to play. Yeah, they were not ready to play. You want McCarthy? So Joe Bumbles wants McCarthy the Jets and Sal as the coordinator. So let McCarthy take over as the head coach and Sal just as the defensive coordinator. But I don't think it ended well between McCarthy and Rodgers. I don't think it ended well, dude. I don't think that GM Aaron Rodgers would be happy with that. I mean, it's kind of a ballsy move. I say just bring Belichick into the Jets. Let him take over and say, Sal, your defensive coordinator. That's it. And go from there. Bring him back again. Try one more time. They think they're going after Belichick. I don't know. I don't know. So regular season, they were 8-0 with a plus 172 differential at home, and they lost by 16 yesterday. So, but CeeDee Lamb, didn't do anything. So the last time the Cowboys were down 27 at home in the playoffs, the game was at the Cotton Bowl. The AFL was still around, and they were playing Leroy Kelly, Paul Warfield, and the Browns. They won 16 home games in a row. 37.4 points per game. Turnover margin, plus 10. Well, that all went out the window. Yeah. Yes. Congrats to them. Oh, he likes that one too? Okay, thank you. Thank you there, Bumbles. Green Bay, this is the 9th time they met in the playoffs. Now they're 5-4. Green Bay is up on that. Green Bay, as I talked, undefeated there. Jordan Love got a $500,000 incentive. $500,000 incentive. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, sorry about that. All right. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I got a whole new system now, which I'm very excited about. Thank you, Mama Shankup, for that one. After having a blowout and in front of my buddies at Company Jace, but a new system now. Still trying to figure things out, but I have some good sound effects. So next time that if someone talks too much, I have this. That pretty much shuts everybody up. It's like, hey, I'm talking. You're not talking anymore. That's even great. And I had another one, but I don't love this one. It sounded better. It was, with the whole timeout with Michigan, and it just doesn't. It's not loud enough, and I just was like, we're not. So I tried. It's a journey. It's a journey. We try. We search. We learn. We move on. Yes. Yeah. Packers and Love. So he agreed to a 1-year contract extension up to $22.5 million, 13.5. The 5th-year option was 20.3. So he took $6.8 million less in guarantees for the upside of earning $2.2 million more. They could have declined his 50. Now they're gonna have to pay him. They're gonna have to pay him. Yeah, he's gonna have to get paid. We'll see what happens. Yeah, unbelievable. You go from Favre to Rodgers, and now Jordan Love is showing me something. So the Birds beat the Bucks 25-11 week 3, 10-1 start, lost 5-6 to finish the season. The Buccaneers scored 20 or fewer points 10 times this season. That's not a good stat. And it's supposed to be rainy today. So we'll see what happens there. Josh Dubow Out of the 14 coaches who made the playoffs, this is how long it took to make their first playoff appearance with their current team. First season, 11 of those coaches of the 14. Second season, 1 and 2 in the third. You have the youngest and third youngest quarterbacks in the postseason were pulled in the fourth quarter of blowouts, with C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love. Wow. Jordan Love had a perfect passer rating while C.J. Stroud was 1.1 points away from doing it himself. That's crazy. Yeah, but okay. Fumbles. Fran Tarkenton played in Super Bowls. Dak Prescott hasn't even got to a championship game, so I will not call him the new Fran Tarkenton. Fran Tarkenton won playoff games, went to Super Bowls. He is not Fran Tarkenton. Dak Prescott's his own person. I can't do anything. I can't even compare. I'm trying to think, who would you compare him to as a quarterback that can't win playoff games? Every year they get to he's Romo. Romo every year, great regular seasons and then did nothing in the playoffs. I was talking before, even Peyton Manning in the playoffs, 14 and 13. With all the great years he had, I mean, he only won 2 Super Bowls, 2 and 2 in Super Bowl games, right? Yeah, 2 and 2, and he really, that Broncos Super Bowl, he was done. The defense won that game against Carolina, so he got a second ring where he had some phenomenal seasons. It didn't mean shit. Didn't translate to anything. Yeah, and Rasheen Rice, he had a good game. 130 yards, 3 more than his career high set against Cincinnati. 55 air yards up from. That's the thing too. I think the Chiefs are only going to get better. I think the playoffs hit, and I think now I don't know. I know it's called out. The gloves don't work, guys. The gloves don't work. It's time to get rid of the gloves. Everybody wears the goddamn gloves. I would think I'd want to feel the ball in my goddamn hands. Put some dirt on my hands. Feel the ball in my fingers. Feel it. Feel the football in my actual hands instead of the goddamn gloves. It's all this technology, and catch the goddamn ball. Use your goddamn hands. Doesn't work. No. Yeah. And the Chiefs defense has surrendered 1 second-half touchdown since their Week 13 loss to the Packers. And that was on a 29-yard drive following a turnover in Week 15. Yeah, listen, I agree. Coverage and pass rush and Spags brilliance. Thank you, John Ledyard, for that one. And tickets for the wild card game Saturday were going low as $40. It was freezing out. Now the Chiefs are 1-4 against NFL playoff teams coming in. He has 4 straight playoff games, Mahomes, with at least 1 touchdown pass and no interceptions. The only players do it 5 in a row: Montana, Breeze, Ryan, and Flacco. He has 12 playoff wins. Aikman had 11. Aikman is 28. Mahomes is 28. Aikman is a first-time ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, Mahomes has 12 goddamn playoff wins already. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. They've won one postseason game in 6 straight years. Thank you, Blair Kirchhoff, for this one. Before this streak, they had won a playoff game in a total of 6 seasons: 62, 66, 69, 91, 93, 2015. Think about that. Before Mahomes came on the scene, they had 6 seasons where they won a playoff game. He has won at least 1 postseason game in 6 straight years. He's won 12 play. That's the thing. You don't realize what you have until it's gone. The Pats had a run unlike anything. The Bama football team had a run unlike any other team. Now, I know DeBoer is coming in. I think he's a good coach, but he's not Saban. Nobody's Saban. Nobody is Tom Brady. Nobody's Tom Brady with Bill Belichick. That was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. That's a once-a-generation thing. And everybody's trying to get there. Now, Mahomes could win 4 or 5 rings. Mahomes has a chance to be that guy. He does. He does in that respect. But he's won 2. He's been to 3 Super Bowls, but he's got a ways to go. And injuries could catch up to him. And, guys getting older, he's going to have to replace Kelsey. And they took a little step back this year, but they're still winning games. But, I mean, it could happen, but it's not there yet. So we have to see, like Golden State, that dynasty, that team right there, the championships together and everything, incredible. It doesn't happen very often. And, you talk about that, and the Jets haven't been to the playoffs in 13 goddamn years. 13 goddamn years and no playoffs. 13 years, man. It blows my mind. Even we talk about the Mets and Yankees. Yankees haven't won one in, 15 years? It's like forever. Forever. And the Chiefs won their 15th consecutive home playoff game, not counting a trio of Super Bowls. That's unbelievable. And how about this? The most rushing yards in postseason since 2018. Derrick Henry, 548. Who's not even in it this year. Sonny Michael, 477. Joe Mixon, 425. Patrick Mahomes, 424. Patrick Mahomes is the fourth leading rusher. And you know who the fifth is? Josh Allen, 417. Dolphins haven't won a playoff game. They've lost 6 straight games and haven't won one since 2000. 2000, they beat the Colts 23-17 in overtime in the wild card. Then got blown out by the Raiders 27-0 in the divisional round. Raiders have lost 3 straight and haven't won one since 2002. So now the Lions had just broken a streak of 9 straight playoff losses, and now the Dolphins are the leader, active leader, 6 straight playoff losses. Haven't won a playoff game since 2000. 2000. Yeah, and Tua has a 2-4 starting record against playoff teams under McDaniel. An exec said, "You got to love who you are with. You got to love who you were with, and then move on. He is your number one quarterback until he's not." So they said they could trade him. Maybe they'll go after Kirk Cousins, who Kyle Shanahan loved, and Michael McDaniel was a protege under Kyle Shanahan. So maybe that's a guy they reach for. He's coming off the Achilles injury, but that's a guy who could be good because you need a guy that's going to play in crappy weather. And maybe Tua is a guy in Atlanta. He's playing the dome every day, and that might be better for him. I don't know. Tua, to me, gets a lot. I mean, 199 yards on 20 completions, touchdown. 53 of those yards were a touchdown to Tyreek Hill. And then there was garbage time. He didn't do anything. And I know it was freezing out, but they are a team not built for cold weather. And if they had beaten the Titans on Monday Night Football, we wouldn't even talk about it. What was it, 30 below in KC? It was 81 in Miami. And Eric, Michigan's cousin, who's getting married, congrats next Saturday, I'll be there, is devastated. Like, I haven't even reached out to Daniel. Daniel's a huge Cowboy fan. I want to talk to him about the Cowboys. I haven't heard from him. I know I really want to get him on the show this week. I want to get Milton on and talk Michigan, but I really want to know what's going on. I want to talk to a Dolphin fan. I love to really talk to Eric, what he thinks. Do you bring Tua back? I mean, they just did not. 76 yards on the ground. They said they were going to run the ball. 7 points. No division title since 2008. 1 postseason victory since 99-2000. They're 4-10. So McDaniel's teams are 4-10 in games played in December and January over the last 2 years. 16-6 other games. You got to do something about it, man. Something's got to happen. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah. He said, outcoached, outplayed us. Ernesto, congrats. Ernesto's all happy. Ernesto's all happy about his Packers. He's loving it. He's living the dream. Yeah, Willie Snead said the Dolphins will be good when Tua stops acting soft as fuck. All right. Yeah. So Dolphins came in with an average of 29 points per game, get 7 in the game. Yeah, Dolphins versus playoff teams, 1-6 with a -110 point differential. Only the Commanders had a worse point differential against playoff teams. Crazy, dude. Yeah, Leslie Frazier, that was a diversity interview with the Chargers. Browns. Yeah, Myles Garrett didn't do shit. Packed by 3 against the Niners. All right. Hey, that's what Ernesto says. I'm not going to go against them right now. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Jordan Love's got to play good back-to-back, and that defense is playing a much, much better team in San Francisco. Which, I think Brock Purdy, the lights are not too big for him. So I think Dak Prescott gets nervous. I think Purdy and Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. They will be ready to play. They will not come out and be surprised. But you know what? Jordan Love, it's not too big for him. Not too big for him. Not afraid at all. And Flacco had been 5-0 in wild card games. And if he'd won against Texans, he would have moved past Brett Favre for most wild card wins. Also, his 7 road playoff wins, 1 more would have moved him past Tom Brady. Tom Brady has more wins against NFL teams in the playoffs because of the Super Bowl wins than the Cowboys do. That's what they had to stat to since he came in the league. But yeah, I mean, they suck. They suck. Yeah. Yeah. Atlanta, Antonio Pierce. I love this about Arthur Blank. Said many factors went into the decision to fire Arthur Smith, but the quote stands out. Our record against losing teams this year was abysmal, quite honestly. We lost a lot of games we probably shouldn't have lost, which is what Mike McCarthy did. You have to beat the team. You can't be the 2-seeded. I don't care if you lose the game. You can't get blown out. Weren't even prepared. And Jordan Love went out there and was like, hey, man, it's not too big a stage for me. Jordan Love has just every goddamn week come out and just balled. And everybody's like, oh, he's not ready. Maybe we're not sure about him. You know what? You got to give these guys time to marinate, to let them play the game, man. You got to give them time. Ridiculous. And yeah, Arthur Blank also said, was asked if a mistake not to go after Lamar Jackson. I don't think so. Didn't have the cap space. We thought we had an answer in Desmond. Yeah. In March, they had $60 million in cap room, Could have easily created another 20, 30 million. But no, no, no. They. Yeah, and yeah. And yeah. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Desmond Ritter, Arthur Blank, you are over as an owner when your team can't hold a 28-3 lead at halftime of a Super Bowl in the third quarter. When you blow a 28-3 lead in a Super Bowl, you're done. You know what? You deserve everything you get. You're a great businessman, but as an NFL owner, you are shit on a stick. And I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. I would stay far, far away from you. That is not a team I want to be involved with that stupid fucking owner. Yeah. And what Max Crosby said, if Pierce isn't hired, he wants a trade. Hey, we said that, you're still as an interim coach, Leslie Frazier said, you're still counted as the Texans have more playoff wins than the Cowboys. Yeah, this year they do. Yes, they do. Yeah, they are still playing, and they have a quarterback that you look at in C.J. Stroud that could be the answer. And that's what you look for. You look for with the Falcons. They need a quarterback. They could change it all. Right? Yeah, things could turn around like that. But you got to get a good coach there. And Harbaugh says he keeps talking. He wants to go to the Chargers. I think Spanos is a terrible owner too. I think the ownership is terrible. But he thinks he is the quarterback. Wherewith he could get his own guy in Atlanta. Bring in his own guy. Bring back Kaepernick for all you want. Bring back Kaepernick. Yeah. Fields goes to everybody keeps saying that, Ernesto, but I don't see that happening. I think they're not going to trade the pick. I think they're going to keep Fields for next year, and they might even draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and see what happens. I don't know. I guess we're going to see. And Josh Abo said since 2000, interim coaches who have kept the job have gone on to have a .435 win percentage and make the playoffs 22% of the time. Coaches hired by teams who passed on interim coaches have a .47 win percentage and make playoffs 43% of the time. So either way, it doesn't sound like, it's nothing great. Nothing great. Yeah. Josh. Yeah. C.J. Stroud, man. God damn. He is good. Yeah. They did not. C.J. Stroud, 11-16, 236, 3 touchdowns. DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud, first rookie head coach quarterback duo to make the playoffs since Chuck Pagano and Andrew Luck in 2012. And they got Derek Barnett, Tyir Tart, and Kareem Jackson off waivers, all make contributions. Derek Barnett had a good game against the Browns. Yeah. I love what Jace Frederick said. NFL should have a TV ref. Flags would only be on 3-second delay, and they'd be far more accurate on plays like pass interference. Totally agree. The Cliff Stein is the guru, the cap man guru, best cap wizard in the NFL. 22 years is leaving. Cliff Stein is leaving the Bears. I don't know if that's a good move. And Titans, Mr. Vrabel, 56-48, 2-3 in the playoffs. Won Coach of the Year 2021. Went 13-22 past 2 seasons, losing 18 last 24. Guess we're going to see there. And Adam Peters is the new GM of the Commanders. Won Super Bowls while working with New England and Denver. Been with San Francisco since 2017, building one of the best rosters. I said Isaiah Bond is now the number 2 overall player in the transfer portal, number 1 wide receiver, is now a Texas Longhorn. That's pretty awesome. That's some good stuff. Yeah, the rich get richer. The rich get richer. Yes, the rich get richer. The rich get a lot richer. As well they should. Yeah, and Tommy Rees is now the co-offensive coordinator at Georgia. Congrats on him. Michigan, those who stay campaign before the national championship game, they had QR codes asking for solicitations during the parade on Saturday, set a goal of raising $1,000 in crowdfunding and $10 million in total for 2024. Said they were more than halfway at those benchmarks. When McCarthy's gone, he's leaving for the draft. We don't know what Harbaugh is going to do. They have a very tough schedule, a new offensive line next season, and an unproven receiving corps. Brutal schedule. I guess he was saying, I'd rather go take the money in the NFL. I don't know. I don't know. So, and Harbaugh probably told him it's time for you to go. They have Jaden Davis, a top 100 prospect, class of 2024. He's already on campus. He could start. Alex Orji, who's taken Wildcat snaps the past 2 years, one pass attempt. guess we'll see who's going to be the quarterback next year. Blake Corum, 61 total touchdowns, Michigan record. 58 rushing touchdowns, Michigan record. 27 this past year, single season record, best in the nation. 356 career points, Michigan record. Three Big Ten titles, one natty. Yeah, McCarthy too. 2023 Big Ten quarterback of the year. 2024, I thought it should have been Corum, not him. 2024 Rose Bowl MVP. Beat Ohio, the Dump 3 times, 3-time Big Ten champion, 1-time national champion. 27-1 as a starter. Yeah. Donovan Edwards was born in West Bloomfield, Michigan, a family of teachers. Lost his mom to cancer when he was 2. Says he chose Michigan because it felt like family. I wanted to be proud of me. Well, he's staying another year, which I like a lot. So offensive lineman Nate Kalepo entering the transfer portal means that they could end up losing 9 of 11 offensive players from the college football championship game. But Jed Fish is the coach. And Will Rogers was coming in from Mississippi State, the all-time leading passer in the SEC. Well, he was there forever. As 1-year eligibility, he is transferring out of Washington. He's the coaching change, which I think was a bad move. So I thought that was interesting. So Michael Penix is done. He's gone. Jabbar Muhammad, cornerback, all Pac-12 second team. He's gone. Safety, Michelle Powell, linebacker, Ethan Barr, and tight end Trey Watson. They saw Dylan Morris and Will Haskell also enter the transfer portal. They're quarterbacks. And the staff signed 4-star Austin Mack in the 2023 roster. Yes, so newly signed linebacker Ethan Barr, Vanderbilt transfer. He's leaving. And Trey Watson, Fresno State transfer. He is going in the portal too. Listen, I mean, some of these guys jumped the gun on everything, but I saw that. I thought that was kind of interesting that all these guys saying, we're done. We're gone. We're gone. So I was like, okay. So you know how Washington was number 1 passing offense in the country in 2023 and 12th overall in total offense. Bama, 56 in total offense, 68th in passing offense. I guess we're going to see. So this was interesting. I read this. Folks not liking DeBoer because he's not from the South. Saban's not from the South. Dan Mullen, Urban Meyer, Lane Kiffin, Mark Stoops, Eli Drinkwitz, Mike Leach, all found success in the SEC. So that's bullshit. Thank you, Chris Lowe, for that. I thought that was very interesting. Yeah. College Football Focus. That was from Chris Lowe. Yeah, he got the deal. Yeah. Oh, and Tua had a conversation with Saban where he took a sack in the championship game against Georgia. True freshman, so he's walking off, took a 16-yard loss, then there was a 41-yard touchdown pass to Devontae Smith. And he said after he thought he'd get a hug and maybe a great play, Tua, he pulled me to the side and Saban said, "What were you thinking about taking a sack on first down?" He said on the Rich Eisen show. Saban actually wanted to know. It wasn't a comment. He wanted to know. I thought it was a good time to joke with him. I mean, we won the national championship, so I said, we needed more room to throw the ball, coach. That's not funny, he said. Listen, before Saban came, there were 51-55 the decade prior. Bad losses, NCAA sanctions, off-the-field sagas. Went 2-6 in SEC 3 times. Yeah. Won 10 games just 3 times the previous decade. Finished unranked in the AP poll 5 times. Rich Rodriguez turned down the job. Steve Sawyer opted to remain at South Carolina. Rich stayed at West Virginia. Saban then with the Dolphins. But the athletic director, Mal Moore, sat outside Saban's home until he convinced Saban's wife, Terry, to convince her to have a meeting. One sitting, got the job. Ugh. LSU has won 3 national championships with 3 different coaches, including Saban over 20 years. Georgia won the last 2. Michigan this year. Ohio State had 1 losing season since 1989. Kiffin was actually let go before the national championship game in 2017 to focus on the Florida Atlantic job. So he was never getting it. He was never getting the job. And then Florida State gave Norville an 8-year extension worth more than $10 million a year. Thank you, Nicole Orabach. He'd been making $7.3 million, which ranked 15th in the nation. There are only 5 coaches making more than $10 million a year. And then there was the whole thing with their which Sam sent me, and I was like, they're being okay. Here it is. 2 years probation, a 2-year show cause order for the assistant coach, including a suspension for the next 3 regular season games, a 2-week restriction on recruiting communications, A restriction from off-campus recruiting during fall 2023 for the assistant coach. A 3-year, so it was with a booster, disassociation from the collective, a $5,000 fine, a 5% reduction in football. So this all started. A Florida State assistant coach violated NCAA rules when he facilitated an impermissible recruiting contact between a transfer prospect and a booster. According to agreement, I thought every school did this with the booster. It's all about NIL. The booster encouraged the prospect to enroll at Florida State and offered an NIL deal as a recruiting inducement. You don't think that every school's done this? They said they violated ethical conduct rules when they provided false or misleading information about his involvement in the arranged meeting. Oh my God. Yeah. He transported the prospect and his parents to and from an off-campus meeting with a booster, who at the time was the chief executive officer of NIL Elective that was also a booster. The prospect and his parents stated the assistant coach informed them that they would be meeting with the booster. The coach did not stay for the meeting. The booster encouraged the prospect to enroll and offered an NIL opportunity with the collective worth approximately $15,000 per month during his first year at the school. Wow. So after the meeting, the booster contacted the prospect and the prospect's mother via text. Shortly after, the prospect withdrew his name from the transfer portal and remained at his previous school. So they didn't even get the guy. Oh my God. Oh my God. It just sounds crazy. I think all the schools did this stuff. I just feel like it's something everybody did. I saw that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You just got to be kidding me. Yeah, just. And this is Pete Thamel on Nebraska. Nebraska Director of Football Relations, CJ Cavazos, has been told he will not return. He had worked previously with the XFL and ran his own recruiting service out of Texas for 25 years. Think about next year, on-campus snow games in round one of the 12-game playoff. And Chubb Purdy is going to play for San Jose State, right near his brother. He was playing at Nebraska the last 2 years. After 2 years at Florida State, he's thrown 163 passes in college. Or for Dak, that's about 3 games. 3 games of passes, right? That's 3 games. Yes. The U has Cam Ward entered the NFL draft. Said he's going to the NFL draft. Now he's going to throw footballs at Miami. Over 13,000 yards, almost 14,000 yards, 119 touchdowns in 4 seasons. Spent 2 years at Incarnate Word before he went to Washington State. This past year, he threw for over 3,700 yards, 25 touchdowns. They finished 5-7 after starting 4-0. So they get him, and they also get Reese Poffenbarger, who threw 36 touchdowns with Albany last year. And he led them to the FCS playoffs, 3,603 yards and 36 touchdowns. So now they got someone to replace Tyler Van Dyke, who went to play for Wisconsin. Congrats. Shedeur Sanders says that this year's team, we got the pieces we need to be big this year. Congrats. How about Jimmy Sexton, masterclass this past week? Saban retires. Uses the Alabama job as leverage to get it raises for his other clients, Dan Lanning, Mark Norvell, and Sarkisian. He then places another client, Kalen DeBoer, at Alabama. And Lance Leipold is staying at Kansas, which is a good move. And Cadillac Williams, who was an interim coach at Auburn, he's been on the staff there since 2019. Interim coach 2022 he's going to resign as running back coach. Yeah, he wasn't going to get the full time. Now, I read that the Pistons traded Marvin Bagley III, Isaiah Lively, and 2 second-round picks, 25-26, to the Wizards for Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala. Really, this is done for next offseason. And Fred Katz was saying that if the Pistons want to make a trade for a big name this summer, and they can include 1 or 2 first-round picks, their 2020 first-rounder will belong to the Knicks and is projected to 2027, which means if the Detroit wants to trade 3 or 4 first-rounders for a star, it has to hit up the Knicks and send something to New York to get them to change the protections on the pick. And the Knicks could get something valuable from Detroit for that favor, or they could go the other way. So the Knicks could also be in play for a star. They could just say no and take Detroit out of the running if they wanted. So I guess we're going to see what happens on that front. Bagley 1 year, just over $12 million on his contract. They could have $60 million in cap space this summer. Gallinari, Muscala, Burks, Harris, Monte, Morris, all having contract expiring. James Wiseman and Killian Hayes are on the final years of the rookie deals. Bogdanovich is a partially guaranteed deal that would knock more than 17 million off the books if they choose to part ways before June 24th. So look, hey, teams looking. Siakam, I don't think he's the answer. Buddy Hield, who I heard that's another guy I've been hearing for years. He's going to be traded. And Tobias Harris is another name. Tyrese Maxey is a restricted free agent that could offer him a lot of money. Wemby has been great. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks. Rookie of the year. I said, Ernesto, my man Ernesto, what do you think about all these stats? He said, still going to stand by my bust statement. Still not going to be what they build him to be first year. Let's see what happens going forward. I said, bust is a strong word. He said, maybe, but I can't back from it since I said it. He might not be a bust. That's what Ernesto said as the word implies, but I don't think he's the next big thing. And that's what he was billed as, the next LeBron. Before a single minute played, they said he was going to be the next big thing since LeBron. He'll be a good player. He'll be slightly less player than KD. I said, not a bad career if that's a case with less whining. And he said, I say bust to trigger people, but in reality, he'll be good finals winner. I don't know, not with San Antonio. I said, it may look like this come contract time maybe. I said, wait. You think he's going to win a ring and he'll be somewhere else? He goes, well, he said, but he's got Pops. He goes, that's fine. Pops hasn't been Pops since his core left. At least Spoelstra made the finals after LeBron left. So, listen, I know he's not LeBron, but he's a hell of a player, man. He is a hell of a player. So, I just thought it was interesting. What a bust is a strong word. I guess we're going to see what happens going forward. Yeah, time will tell. That's what we say. Time will tell. And Lakers are 24-30 when AD plays and LeBron sits to 2019-20. And if you go to the Pacers Indianapolis International Airport, they have a full-length basketball court. So if you're open shooter in the middle of the airport, it's about the basketball game. That's what it is. Dwayne Wade will get his own. Will get his the first statue built in Heat's history outside the arena. Blazers lost by 36, 28, 62, 23. Last 4 losses, but they beat the Nets. Crazy. Yeah, crazy. South Carolina has won 65 consecutive regular season games. Only 2 losses at the 2022 SEC tournament. This is the women. In the 2023 Final Four, USC beat UCLA in front of over 10,000 fans, 73-65. Juju Watkins, 32 in the win. Wow. The win also marked Trojan's second win over a top 10 opponent this season. Last done in 93-94. Yeah, over a record crowd of 10,258, which is crazy. Yeah. First ever regular season game between 2 top 10 teams at Galen Center. They beat a number 7 Ohio State, number 2 UCLA. 9-game win streak against the Trojans was snapped. They've won 17 straight home games, USC. That's 6 30-point game for Watkins this season. Third double-double. Also 16 for 16 from the line. She's amazing. She is an amazing player. UNC women beat Louisville yesterday. They are now 12 and I'm sorry. They're 12-5. UVA is 8-8. They're 4-1 in the conference. UAV fell to 0-5 in the ACC. Louisville is 4-0, leads the conference. 81-68. Deja Kelly, season high 27. And Elisa Ustby, who had the first triple-double in program history. 70 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Taisha Fair became the 16th player in D1 women's basketball, 3,000 points in their win 83-82 over Clemson. They are, what's their record this season? Oh, shit. I do not have their record. I'm sorry, the 14-2. She had 22 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, averaging over 20 a game this season. Clemson fell to 8-9. Now, UNC men, 46 in adjusted defense last season to 5th this year, and that's good. They're only allowing 0.836 points per possession, and Roy Williams had a top 20 defense 9 times during his 18 years here. They made it to at least the Elite 8 in 7 of those years, and all 3 of their national titles, they had top 20 defenses. Third time they had over 100 points against Syracuse. And Baycott double-doubled for the 4th time in 7 career games against Syracuse. They are 11-1 this season when Baycott scores in double figures. And Isaiah Collier for USC is out 4 to 6 weeks. Hand injury against Washington State. Bronny gets his first start in Boulder Saturday against Colorado, 68-58. Did not have a good game. Did not. 0 for 7 from the field. Held scoreless. They are not having a good season. Yeah. Colorado's 12-5, 5-3 in the Pac-12. Trojans are 8-9, 2-4. Yes. St. John's. How about Richard Pitino on his dad's comments that I don't believe in those valiant efforts on the road. I feel like I want to kill myself, jump in the cold, and die of frostbite. That turned dark quickly. One of his greatest qualities is he gets everybody to hate losing so bad. How about this? Rangers Muse, thank you. Every rookie with 80-plus hits this season. Will Cooley, only 103. That's it. That's all there is. Isles are playing the Wild today. Wild are not playing some good hockey. Wild are on a 1-7-1 stretch. They lost 6-0 to the Coyotes on Saturday, prompting a players-only meeting. And Flyers beat Winnipeg Saturday 2-0 to end a 26-game. Cam Atkinson scored twice, 26-game drought. They ended the Jets' franchise record winning and point streak. They'd won 8 straight and taken at least a point in 14 straight games. They host the Isles on Tuesday. They're 28-10-4 going into today. But I don't think they're playing too well today. Let me see. Let's check out some scores. So Michigan won, which is good. Got football on in a little bit. Magic and Knicks are tied 24 all at the end of the first. And is my man Brunson playing? No, Brunson is out. Anunoby has 9 points to lead the Knicks after the end of the first quarter. Good going, all right. Let me see. Hockey. Devils losing in the third 2-0. Kraken lost to the Penguins 3-0. And the Jets are not playing tonight. Jets are playing today? No. No. Devils are losing 2-0. Sixers beat the Rockets 124-15. And let's see what. And beat only at 41 in 31 minutes, 41 points, 10 rebounds. That's it. That's nothing to write home about there. One of the greatest traditions in sports, the Hershey Bears collected a record 74,599 toys for charity during the other day during their teddy bear toss. Now, I forgot about this. This is from Hal. Never forget when CeCe Sabathia needed to pitch 7 innings to earn $500,000 incentive bonus, but he threw at a Braves batter. Don't throw at my teammates. I love that. Yes, Stroman has a provision that if he hits 140 innings pitched in 2025, gains control. The third-year option, the total of his deal will become $55 million over 3 years. Yeah, good luck with that. And Alan Hahn said they have never fully replaced leadership of CeCe and Brett Gardner, which is needed since the Alex are adding Stroman and Alex Verdugo to Carlos Rodon and trying to own the worst actor category in 2024. Of the 7 Yankees to make double-digit starts in 2023, Garrett Cole was the only one with an ERA under 4. Marcus Stroman hasn't had an ERA under 4 since he made 19 starts during the injury-riddled 2018 season. Thank you, Talkin Yanks. Yes. So Soto got 31. Verdugo got 8.7. Torres got 14.2. Clay Holmes, $6 million. Cortez, 3.95. Loizaga got 2.5. Trevino, 2.73. Trent Grisham, 5.5. Clark Schmidt, $2 million. And Gonzalez, $860,000. Alonso got his $20.5 million. I don't have figures for all these guys. And Ronnie Mauricio, supposedly from Mike Puma of New York Post, said he was struggling financially. He $20,000 a month to play in the DR. He got a $2.1 million signing when he was 16, but he had an unscrupulous agent, family members. So that's what they're saying. But I don't know if it's 100% true. Tony Gwynn, how about this? Faced Greg Maddux 103 times. Hal sent me this one. 39 hits, 10 walks. And Rob sent me this. Career batting average 338. When facing Cy Young Award winners, 339. Wander Franco said, this is allegedly, I took a risk and I loved it. He goes, my girl, if my team realizes this, it could cause problems for me. It's a rule in all teams not to talk to my dude, man. That's true. Jesus Christ. dude, just a shit show. And what I see that so Jordan Hicks, who was really a reliever, but they want to start him as a starter, got 4 years, 44 million. Ethan, Yankees recap. I totally agree. 27 years old, 3.29 ERA last year, but he's a reliever. That's way too much money for him. He's almost 13% free pass. That's a lot. He only threw 66 in the 30. He hasn't done a lot of innings last couple years. I don't know when that's going to happen. The Braves gave Alex Anthopoulos a contract extension. Their president of baseball operations to 2031. That's a good move. Most intentional walks last year. Jose Ramirez for the what was it? The Guardians? Yes, right. No, right. The Guardians. He had 22. Otani had 21. Yeah, got some big money. Shane Bieber got over 13. Framber Valdez got 12 over 12 million. Kyler Tucker got 12 million from the Astros. Anthony Santana got 11.7. There's some, hey, Albert Bell once got hit by a pitch, refused to go to first base. This is from Stool Baseball from my cousin Al. He had 3 home runs, went to the fourth. He wouldn't go. They said, you got to take first base. No. And one last thing. So Little League World Series legend Chad Knight is on the Duke baseball team. He named, in a video I watched, he named every single World Series winner. Every single World Series winner. Very cool. Someone sent me anything? Oh, hey. I would love the opportunity. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Anytime, man. Anytime. Please. Yes. Yeah, let's talk. Anytime you want. All right. All right. She reached out to me. All right. That's cool. So someone I used to teach stroller size to new moms, the son wants to be on the podcast. And I said, let's make it happen. Hey, Aaron, what's going on, dude? Michigan's home. I can't stay on. So we got to go. Yeah. I keep getting this movie money thing that my old site that they want to telling me that my thing is they're going to delete it. Oh yeah. We were talking all about so what did keep your eye out for ESPN and NFL deal. Part of it, ESPN getting the NFL network. I bet you see ESPN Plus eventually charging for games. What's up there, Aaron? So Michigan's home. I got to do trivia and I got to get off. All right. All right. Trivia question from last show. Michigan's like, we got to watch something. Watch some GH or we got football on in 45 minutes. All right. Last show trivia question. The last time the T-Wolves beat the Celtics, signal kind of short, shoddy here at work. Wait, so it's not working? Is it hard to hear? Oh, sorry, dude. Yeah, I'm trying a new. It's not good. That's not good if it's not good. Yeah, I'm on YouTube too. I want to know if it's not good. Is it going in and out? If it is, you got to tell me, buddy. All right. So last time T-Wolves beat the Celtics in Boston, Kevin Garnett was the starting center, March 2005. Okay. Today's trivia question. This is from Arbitrary Analytics. Eric's been on my show. Nick Saban coach against 88 teams and is incredible. It's more a problem. It's a me. Oh, okay. So Saban coached against 88 teams in an incredible career. Only one team played him more than once and never lost to him. Wi-Fi sucks. It does. Who is the only coach that he played more than once and never had an unbeaten record against? Had an unbeaten record against Nick Saban. Only coach to have an unbeaten record against Nick Saban. All right. So guys, I want to thank everybody. Rob is working. Josh got kids. Yeah, that kid from Duke was really impressive. I agree. So I want to thank Josh, Rob, Aaron, Lanker for the good stuff. Gumbo Chef. I talked to a lot of people. Company Jace, everybody on there. Gumbo Chef. Bumble's coming on today too. That was beautiful. Who else did I talk to a lot? Oh, and Angel. I know Angel's busy today. Angel, I tried to become text buddies, but it didn't happen. I understand. Yeah, Garnett. Yeah, Garnett. That was the answer. Today, the only guy who he hasn't beaten Saban was winless against in his coaching career. Who was the coach? Yeah, you should have known that one, dude. You should have. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I thank you. New system, new day. Everybody have a great day. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.